I actually started working at 10. I was kind of plucked from the street and asked to model. Um, I'm half Fiji Indian and half Dutch, and no one would ever pick my background. I've won thousands of dollars on it over the years, actually. It's funny. People trying to bet where I come from. But if you can imagine, my brother and I were the only you know, coloured kids in town pretty much. So we are kind of considered exotic looking. So everyone else was, I never saw anyone else except for my brother that had brown skin where I grew up. So, so I started modelling really young. So working for me, and I was babysitting and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So getting a job wasn't sort of really a foreign concept for me. I was working in a supermarket part-time. When I was young, I worked at, I think my very first job was at McDonald's. So, working was just something that we did. My parents sort of raised us on the values that, we give you what you need and what you want, you work for. And I raised my kids on the same values, and it's worked really well for them. So when I moved to Sydney, it was just kind of like, well, I'll get a job at McDonald's. And so I did. And then I was like, I don't want to work at McDonald's anymore. I want to work in hospitality. So I got a job at the coolest bar in Sydney, and it was just kind of like, it was really interesting that time. Making that decision at 16 to go to Sydney was a very strong reference point in my life. I talk a lot about, if you reflect back on your life and look at the key moments where you made a decision, I say it, and this is going to be a book one day, just say yes and figure it out later.